Hello, hello. Welcome in. Welcome in. I'm your man, KTJ, former men's counselor turned love coach. And we're getting into it today. So, welcome you in to have the conversation. All right. Today, we're getting into it. 10 questions to ask them on a date. 10 questions to ask someone on a date. You are going on a date. You met somebody. I don't know where you met them, but you met somebody and you want to get to know them better. Now, I'm gonna just pose this as if you were a guy. You're a guy out there and you met a young lady and you want to take her somewhere. You want to get to know her a lot better. You want to spend some time with her. I got 10 questions to ask on the date, but let's say you met her. And this is something that I tell some of the young guys. There are some good places to meet some amazing women, good places to meet women, period. Right? I'll just give y'all this quick one. Something I've noticed, and I wrote about this in the previous video one time, a place that I've observed where there are plenty of single women, and I guarantee you they're single. Y'all would never believe it, but I said the car wash, right? You're out washing your car and you look over. If you're a guy and you look over and you're at the car wash and you see a woman over there scrubbing tires, she's single. If you look over there and you see a woman, she's spraying down her car and scrubbing the interior, and you don't see a man around, she's single. How did I come to that analogy? How did I come to that awareness? Women love a clean car. And women, when y'all see this, y'all chime in on this. Women love a clean car. They just don't want to clean it themselves. So when you see a woman out there at the car wash, cleaning her car, vacuuming it out, scrubbing, trying to get the dirt out of the rugs, beating the rugs, I can guarantee you she's single. Very few women who have a man is going to be out doing all that. All right. So let's say you meet this woman at the car wash. You make eye contact, go over there and say hello, introduce yourself, and have some light banter, and you ask her out for a date. What should you be asking? What should you be looking for? What should you be asking? I got 10 questions that you need to have kind of in the back of your mind as to the conversations that you should have with this woman. All right. So ladies, y'all can grab these same questions and ask the man that you're entertaining at the moment. Ask him these questions, because these questions will tell you whether you should go further or whether you should back up. All right. First question you really want to know is there someone who thinks they're in a relationship with you? Why do I ask that question? I ask that question because sometimes there are people who are just orbiters, right? Sometimes there's an ex that's still hanging around. Sometimes there's that baby mama, baby daddy that's still hanging around. And if they just had a baby not that long ago, they're probably still practicing. Okay. And so sometimes one person will say, well, I'm in a relationship with you. And the other person say, no, you're not. Right. So you want to find out, is she really single? Is he really single? All right. And something also I've observed about that is that a lot of women don't really understand that there's very few single men that don't have any women in their life. Now, that's probably true for women too. But there's very few single men who don't have any women in their life. Now, I'm not saying what they're doing with these women. I'm not saying that they're actually, in a relationship with these women. I'm just saying very few single men have no women in their life at all. Okay? So just if you're listening to this, just understand that fact. Understand that fact that single men just like they're going to be entertaining somebody. Now, what they're doing with them, that's a whole different thing. But understand that's what happens. All right. Let me move on to number two. Number two, the second question to ask someone on a date. Number two, what are you doing with your life? What are you doing with your life? Now, why do you want to know this? You want to know what they're all about, right? Are they just out partying? Are they just out wasting time? Because listen to this. One of the reasons you need to know that is you become who you hang around. If you hang around with people who just smoke weed all day and play PlayStation all day, guess what? You're going to become just like that. And if you're a lady and there's a guy who does that, smoke and play video games all day, he's not adding value to your life. And you're not going to be adding value to his. So what's the point? So you want to know, what are they doing with their life? You want to know where's your life going? You want to know these questions before you even get involved with these people, so you know how far to go with it. Number three, the third question to ask someone on a date. This might get a little deep, right? Ask them, what was your favorite memory as a child? What was your favorite memory as a child? Now, we're not doing psychoanalytic conversation, right? By asking that. But we want to know, like, essentially you're asking because you do want to know what kind of childhood they had. Listen, some of the people who have messed up situations and relationships now, it's tied to their childhood. Some of the feelings of abandonment that a man might have after you break up with him is tied to his childhood. Some of those feelings like you can't go anywhere, those jealous feelings, are tied to a woman's childhood. And it's got nothing to do with you. You decide, hey, you know what? This relationship's not working out. Why don't we just go our separate ways? And they're like, no. And they do something crazy, bust your windows. They do something crazy, try to ambush you in some way. And it's got nothing to do with you, but everything to do with their childhood. So you want to know some things about how they grew up. Not everything, but some things. All right, let's move on to number 4. What makes you nervous or what makes you angry? And this is a good conversation to have when it's quiet. And trust me when I tell y'all this, nobody's going to ask them these questions. Nobody else is going to ask them these questions. So for some of these people, they might start backing away from you. And if they do, that's just fine. That's just fine. Let them back away, because that means they're not really serious. What makes you nervous? Some people have never even thought about this themselves. Or what makes you angry? Why do you want to know what makes them angry? You might want to know what makes them angry so that if something sets them off, they get upset, you kind of understand them a little better. What makes you angry? Because look, we know that anger is an emotion and it's that long. Everything you see after a person is angry is them acting into the anger. What makes you angry? Let's go on to number 5. Number 5, this is a good one. This is a good one. In your 10 questions to ask a man or a woman on a date. Number 5, tell me your dream relationship. Some of these questions, don't bombard them with all these questions at one time, right? Some of these questions, you just leave some air for them to breathe. Leave some air for them to just think about it. What is your dream relationship? They might just say, you know what? My dream relationship would be to have a harem of women and feeding me grapes on the beach. Say, okay, all right. That's kind of where your mind is. She might say, I want a dream relationship would be a man with an unlimited spending ability. Okay. That gives you an idea of where they are. But at the same time, you want to get into their mind and get into understanding them a little bit better. Asking them their dream relationship gives you an idea of where they are in their mind. All right. And look, if y'all made it this far, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'm KTJ, former men's counselor turned love coach. And I have these conversations. My channel is very small, but it's growing and it's got good content on it. So I'd love to invite you to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and check out my stuff there. All right, Ricardo, what's going on, brother? Appreciate you checking in here. And you guys, yeah, check in. Let me know that y'all here. Let me know y'all listening. Let me know y'all feeling what I'm saying here. Hit that subscribe button. All right, let's keep going. Number 6 in our list of 10 questions to ask someone on a date. Number 6, what is the one thing that is a deal breaker for you? You want to know this stuff up front, right? Sometimes people will let these things slip by and not really address it. But you want to know some of this stuff. All right, Ricardo's here in China. All right, I love being around the world. What is a deal breaker for you? Meaning, if this thing occurs between the two of us, it's over. Now, on reverse, y'all, you should have some deal breakers. You should have some things that says, if someone does X, then it's over. What can a person do in your life to end the relationship? And what can somebody do that you say, you know what? I can't go any further with this. You must have them. You must have them. What can I do? What can that person do? Is it say something bad about your mother? Physical violence? To me, all right, Ricardo said cheat. Look, to me, physical violence is a deal breaker. If somebody punches you in your face, it has to be over. If somebody, does something to you, listen, you have to end it. And here's the thing. Men have historically allowed physical violence to happen to them because they said, because you're a man, you're the stronger sex, and she's a woman, so she can slap you if she feels like it. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because guess what? You might make a mistake and slap her back. And when you slap her back, the men in blue are coming after you. And you don't know what happens after that. So relationships that get physical, look, you might warn her one time. She slaps you, you warn her one time. Listen, if you ever do that again, we're done. And I'm not talking about I'm going to block you and unblock you and block you and unblock you. No, we're finished. And that has to be the conversation. It has to be the conversation. So you have to have some deal breakers of things that you absolutely will not tolerate. Let's move on. Number 7 in our list of 10 questions to ask someone on a date. What do you find most attractive in a man? Or What do you find most attractive in a woman? What qualities do you find most attractive in a man? And you ask them the question and you sit quietly. Most of the time, they'll actually answer your question. Don't act like you're in a hurry, like you have to hear the answer. You're desperate for the answer. No, just put it out there and then sit quietly and let them talk. What do you find most attractive in a man? Now, I'm purposely not going to ask, what do you find least attractive in a man? Right? I'm not going to ask that, because that brings down the vibe. That brings the energy down. That means that causes them to start looking for things. But you can ask it. You can ask it. I necessarily wouldn't, but you can ask it. What do you find least attractive in a man? Because then it seems like you're fishing, hoping to be what they want you to be, which is something you should never do. You should never be hoping to be what somebody else wants you to be. You have to spend all your time focused on being who you need to be for you. Does that make sense? You have to spend all your time focused on being who you need to be for you, and not necessarily worrying about being enough for somebody else. What do you find most attractive in a woman? If you're a lady, ask the guy, what do you find most attractive? What's your favorite feature? Now he might say that booty. he might say them tits. Okay. If he does, then that tells you where his mind is. Oh, okay. So you're a surface kind of guy. All right. If you ask that to a woman and she says his money is most attractive to me. The most attractive thing about a man is his money. Oh, okay. So you know what category to put this person in. All right. Let's move on. Number eight. Are you a big family person or intimate partner person? These are the 10 questions to ask a person on a date. Are you a big family person or are you an intimate partner person? Now, what does that mean? A big family person might be somebody who's got 15, they got 10 brothers and sisters, and their mother had 10 or 15 brothers and sisters who all have 10 or 15 kids, 10 kids. They all got 5, 10 kids apiece. So when they come together and have a birthday party, maybe they're always around. Maybe there's always a cousin that's at the house. Maybe there's always a brother at the house. You want to know. Or are you an intimate partner person, meaning like whoever you're in a relationship with, they are the central figures in your life. Because there's some people, their mama is in that crowd, and mama, it will be at your house all the time in your business. Okay, so you got to keep other people out of your business and keep the thing between you and them. All right. Let's move on. Number 9 in our list of 10 questions to ask someone on a date. Number 9. If you could go anywhere and do anything, where would you go and what would you do? Number 9. If you could go anywhere, this is a question to ask someone. If you could go anywhere and do anything in the world, where would you go and what would you do? I like this question because it gives you a little insight into what their dream life is like. If they say, if I could go anywhere, I'd stay right here. If I could do anything, I'd do exactly what I'm doing right now. That kind of tells you what the vastness is of their imagination and their desire for more in their life. Now, I'm not telling you, maybe what they're doing is their dream job. Maybe where they are is their dream world. But most people desire to live, desire to see other places, to have new experiences. They don't desire to be where they are and stay there. They desire to have more. So if this person doesn't desire to do anything or to be anything, to have more, then that tells you more about who they are and what's likely to happen in the future. All right, and so let's get to number 10. And if you guys have questions, you could drop your questions. I'd love for you to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button before you get out of here. Number 10, what's your favorite thing about relationships? What's your favorite thing about relationships? And you sit, you be quiet, and let them answer the question. What is your favorite thing about relationships? If they say, well, I've never been in a relationship before. Bing, 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 bing. That's a sign. They've never been in a relationship before? Oh, okay. So this is all going to be brand new to them. That's important for you to know. If they say, what do I like? My favorite thing about relationships? Well, it's having somebody to serve me. Having somebody to bring me this or bring me food, or having somebody to just take me out and to, rub my back, and to everything is me, me, me. Everything is I. Then that tells you that they are a person who is selfish. That tells you that they're not in this to give. They are in this to get. They are not in this to serve. They are in this to be served. So if you ask, this is number 10. If you ask someone, what is your favorite thing about relationships? And they tell you, I just love to have someone at my beck and call, somebody I can be with, somebody who will give me, then that lets you know where they stand. And that also lets you know where you should stand. I'm telling you, some of these things you can find out about a person without being in a relationship with a person for a long time. You can figure out a lot of things, a lot of what category is this person going to be in my life. You can find out by just asking questions. You can figure out, is this going to be a short-term situation? Hit it or quit it? Is this going to be a long-term booty call? Or is this going to be something serious? These questions, these 10 questions, go back and watch this whole video over and take notes on this. These 10 questions will tell you if this person is somebody you want to be with, what category they fall into, and how you need to spend your time with them. All right. 10 questions to ask on a date. This is for men. This is for women. This is for anybody who's out there dating. Try it out. Let me know how it works out. And I'd be glad to, hear more about that. So look, if you need a session, book a session with me right now. You can go to lovecoachatlanta@gmail.com, lovecoachatlanta.com. You can go to lovecoachatlanta.com. You can book a session with me one-on-one. We will get into it. You can also find me I'm everywhere on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram at Kelvin Troy Johnson. Kelvin Troy Johnson is my handle. Ricardo's got a question. For example, my girlfriend is Afghan, so they all about family, and she wants to live with them. But I want us to live alone and build our own family. Well, You guys have a cultural difference. You as her husband. So here's a cultural difference. And when it comes down to it, everybody has to decide what they want for themselves. Okay. If you are the leader, if you are the man in the relationship and you are making a decision, let's say this, if you're serious about this woman, serious about like marrying her and having her be your woman, she has to be willing to follow you. If you go to her house, her father is in charge over there and he won't respect you. He will not respect you. That is his house, not your house. So either she comes with you or there's no deal. You have to move on. Trust me, there are plenty of women, plenty of Afghan women, plenty of other women in your area who desire what you desire. There is no shortage. I want you to say that, Ricardo. There is no shortage. There is only abundance. And if it's not her, you move right along. And I'm black, so it's difficult for her to bring me to her family. Okay. Listen, don't go through all of this. Don't go through all of this. Women are everywhere. Don't break your back for a woman that you got to have conflict with in the beginning. No. Either she's with it or she's not. Either she's with you or she's gone. Either it's yes or it's no. As a matter of fact, either it's hell yes or hell no. Like enthusiastic. She gotta want to be with you. And if she doesn't, you have to let her go. I know it's gonna be tough, but fortunately, we live in an abundant world where there is some woman who will get on your program and say yes. There is some, maybe some black woman who will get on your program and say yes. But don't fight someone to be on your program. It's either hell yes or it's hell no. And that's what it is. All right. All right, y'all. Look, hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. We got more. Let me know if y'all like these little talks. Come on and do these talks, and I'll do more. I'll do more of these. But check out my channel. Check out my videos. I got more stuff on the videos for you guys to check out. All right. All right. Till next time. Peace and love. I'm out of here. Bye.